go. All right, let's go to Revelation 8, 10, and 11. Revelation 8, 10, 11. We're going to dive right in. And the third angel sounded his trumpet, and there fell from heaven a great star, burning as it were a torch. The word here is lampus, a torch, not hupnos, a lamp. And it fell upon the third of the rivers, and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood, or absinthe. And the third of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. That stars should fall from heaven is a subject of prophecy, as we saw in Revelation 7:13. Here is one special star, smaller, evidently, than the burning mountain. When we are distinctly told it was like a torch, there is no occasion to introduce the idea of a comet or a meteor or anything else. As a torch, it was burning only at one end. Remember that. And not burning all over as the mountain was. All this is quite clear as it stands. It requires no explanation if we just, believe what's written. Now, we ourselves believe that these things mean exactly what God says, and are consequently looked on as crazy people for doing so. Now, something like this was foretold as God's punishment of his people. Take a look at Jeremiah 9, 13 to 15. Jeremiah 9, 13 to 15. Behold, I will feed them, even this people, with wormwood, and give them water of gall to drink. Also, there's Jeremiah 23:15, Lamentations 3:15, and then Jeremiah 8:14 again. The result of one of the plagues of Egypt was that the Egyptians could not drink of the water of the river, in Exodus 7:18 to 24. Now, to better appreciate what was going on, we must examine the numerous gods of Egypt that are being worshipped even today. There's Osiris, one of the chief gods of Egypt, was first of all the gods of the Nile. He with his companion, the mother god Isis, and their child Horus, were human-headed gods, in contrast to the many that had heads of birds, beasts, and reptiles. There were other gods of the Nile too, Hapamon in the north, and Teret at Thebes, and the hippopotamus goddess of the river. There was also Nu, the god of life in the Nile. The supernatural pollution of the waters of the land was a humiliation to the gods the Egyptians worshipped. And there will be humiliations galore during this time of the future depicted by the prophecy of Revelation. That was real and literal back then, and so will this be. Now, let's move to the fourth trumpet. Revelation 8:12. Revelation 8:12. Let's take a look at that. And the fourth angel sounded his trumpet, and the third of the moon, and the third of the stars, in order that the third part of them might be darkened, and the day might not shine for a third of it, and the night in like manner. Now, signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, are what the Lord foretold as part of the wonders to be looked for. Now, we find that in Luke 21:25, and then again in Matthew 24:29, and also in Mark 8:24. Here, some of those signs are seen by John. The interpretations of this differ, as usual, and it seems hardly worth our time to name them. We read about the imperial sun, and the political day, and the political moon, and the political stars, whatever they may be. Is it any wonder that teachers and students are alike confused and bewildered? They first assume that it is past, and are then at their wits' end to find something, anything, however irrelevant, that can be forced into any connection with the Word. Look, ask any child, what are the sun, moon, and stars? And they'll have no problem identifying them. Neither would we if we with childlike minds just believe what God says.